It's Wolf, and it's another Club Penguin single player video. So I was playing around with the Club Penguin single player files because I showed in previous videos getting it all set up and everything. And long story short, I figured out how to add rooms and stuff, and I'll have a whole separate tutorial about mods and stuff for Club Penguin single player in the future. This one's less of a tutorial and more of just like a, hey, here's a cool thing video, but I'm gonna kind of go through it like a tutorial still. Anyway, Polo Field. He was Polo Field from Club Penguin. He was a blogger at Club Penguin. He still tweets about stuff from Club Penguin, and he has a whole ton of stuff that he posts every now and again that is just like unreleased things from Club Penguin or older stuff from Club Penguin. Anyhow, he tweeted this picture a couple days ago, the unreleased first version of the hub, and it had me remembering that in a book that I have, a Club Penguin book, I think it was like the Club Penguin Guide, like updated edition or whatever. I showed it off in my like Club Penguin collection video. In that book, there's a picture of this room, and this room was supposed to be added to Club Penguin, I think. I don't know why it wasn't. That book came out a while before Club Penguin shut down, and this room, so far as I know, never actually got added to the game. But because there's this picture, I got this idea. I was like, I can probably put that in the game by making it a Swift file and all that stuff. So anyway, long story short, what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to take this picture that Polo Field tweeted out, I'm going to turn it into a Swift file, I'm going to go ahead and make a mod for Club Penguin single player, and I'm going to put it in Club Penguin single player so that way we can kind of get an idea of what this room would have actually looked like in Club Penguin. Only issue is that making Swift files without Flash kind of isn't super perfect. You can't really make them interactive or anything, so it's more so just going to be like adding a background to Club Penguin. Like the door over in the Welcome Center isn't going to open or anything like that, but it'll still be kind of cool to see this room in the game. So anyway, go ahead and get started. First thing we're going to need to do is just save the image, and we're going to save it, well, it doesn't really matter where you save it actually, but I'm going to be saving it to my Club Penguin stuff folder, and I'm just going to call it Central Hub. I'm going to call it Picture also, so that way it's a little easier to differentiate the different file formats. As you guys can see, I tried to record this video before and it didn't work. It saves as a GIF file for some reason. I don't know why. I've never even really seen that format before. I guess it's some sort of like JPEG, like aligned format, but not like that really matters. Anyhow, so now we have the file. Next thing I'm going to go ahead and do is hop into Shotcut, and we're going to go ahead and make the Swift in Shotcut. So add a video track, open that picture we have. Okay, so I was going to jump into Shotcut, but the first thing I'm actually going to do is change that picture from a GIF into just a normal JPEG. So we're just going to open it and just in PaintNet and do that real quick. So this is going to be really simple. I'm not even going to change anything. Just open, save as, and then actually let's save it as a PNG instead. So let's do that, and then let's just add PNG to the end so that way we know which one is the correct one. Alright, now that's a more friendly file format. That should have less issues in Shotcut. Alright, now we are in Shotcut. We're going to go ahead and open up Central Hub PNG. Put it into the video thing. Doesn't matter how long it is because it's just a picture. Now, I'm not totally sure, like, resolution-wise. I've shown this in videos before about how to make a Swift file in Shotcut. I'm going to just use the normal settings that I've done before that work every time, but I think that I could probably maybe leave the resolution alone or whatever, but we're going to go ahead and do the normal Swift file settings. So first thing we need to do, head over to Legacy, Flash, change the format to Swift, SWF, where is it? Change that to 760 by 480. And then audio, disable audio, codec, we leave as FLV, and frames per second, change that to 24. Alright, so there's that. That's the whole list of things need to do, get checked off. And then now we're just going to go ahead and change this. We're going to save this as just Central Hub .swf. Gotta actually add the file extension on Swift files when you export them for Shotcut. Alright, so that is the Swift created. So since this is actually my main computer and I don't have Club Penguin single player on here, I'm actually going to put that on a flash drive and then move over to the mini PC that I have all the Club Penguin stuff on. So I will continue the video when I am there. So I will see you in a crossfade. All right, so I am now on the mini PC. You guys saw a second ago me going and creating the Swift file for the unreleased hub room that Red Keytar tweeted about. So I have transferred that over and put it into this Club Penguin stuff folder on my desktop, because this computer is pretty much just turning into like the Club Penguin computer at this point. But anyway, so we have the central hub Swift file that I made on the other computer. Obviously, if you have all the programs on one computer, you're not going to need to exchange things between computers. But anyhow, so now we have the Swift file. Now, you might be expecting me to go and replace a room, but actually I found that it can be sort of easier to make a mod with Swift files if you plan on making a custom room or replacing a room or whatever. We're actually gonna, and I did try before, I tried to go through all the files and like edit them to add like a whole completely new room, but it ends up just being easier to just replace a room by making a mod. So I already should have a tutorial about how to make mods that has come out, and if not, it will be out soon. So I'm just gonna do that quickly. You can kind of follow along if you want, but I'll have a different video that's more specifically about that. So we have the Swift file. Now we need to make the mod. So we're gonna go over into mods, and we're just gonna call this one central hub adder. There we go, because it adds the central hub. One thing we need to do though is we need to find a room to replace it with. So I could just replace it with a really easy room, like replace the town or whatever. I'm going to go ahead and do it so that way if you made this mod yourself, or if I put it somewhere to download or whatever, so you can leave it on without it actually affecting the game all too much. So to do that, I'm actually going to replace one of the party rooms, because those aren't really used for anything. So we need to go into play, v2, content, global, and then rooms. And then we just need to figure out which party room to do. Let's do party 7, because 7 is my favorite number. So party 7. Now there's a way to figure out room IDs from within this without actually needing to look somewhere. So I'm going to go ahead and try to figure out where that file was real quick. Okay, so I found where you can look to find room IDs if you're like completely offline or you just want to do it this way. So it's in htdocs, en, web service, and then there's a bunch of different PHP rooms, and you can just open, or PHP files, and you can actually open PHP files just with Notepad. So we're going to do party 7. So it looks like the room ID for party 7 is 857. So we need to remember that for later on. So 857. I'm gonna try to actually, I might as well just leave that open. We actually didn't necessarily need to do that at this point, but anyway, so now we have central hub adder. So we're gonna do new text document, just make mod info. I'm not even gonna add a description to it right now because I'm just wanting to focus on getting this like all put together. So play v2. I think content comes next. Global. And rooms. And then now we're going to go back into here, and we're going to rename this party 7 since it's going to be replacing party 7. Throw that into there. All right, so that should be the mod done then. So now if we go back into the mod manager, we can go ahead and turn on the central hub adder. And now we just start the game, and it should be there when we start the game up. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that real quick. All right, so we are in the game, so we're just gonna jump right to that room ID, which I think was 857. And there it is. There's the never released hub that was supposed to come out. So I think that the Swift file, when it got made, the black bars got a little screwed up because of resolution stuff. But and also another note, in order to do the jump room command or like a whole ton of other commands in Club Penguin single player, you need to make your penguin a mod. But again, I should have a video out about that already, or if I don't already have it out, it'll be out soon. So again, even though this isn't like the perfect way to add Swift files in, because obviously it's just kind of like my penguin walking on a picture, really. But it's still cool to kind of see how the room would have actually looked in Club Penguin. And if the actual Swift file is out there anywhere, then you could just do the whole thing I just showed with making a mod and replacing a room and everything, but just use the actual Swift file instead of having to make your own. So that is pretty much it for this video. I just wanted to show this off. It's kind of like when I added those box critters rooms to the Club Penguin, the CPPS creator Club Penguin private server. But now, man, thank goodness for Club Penguin single player, because now I can make Club Penguin videos again without having to deal with private server stuff, because it's not even, you really shouldn't even play those. They're not worth it. But playing single player, that's about it. I don't know why this room was never added to Club Penguin. It's kind of weird because, I mean, I guess maybe they just didn't need a third kind of central room, because, I mean, you've already got the town over there, and then you've got the plaza over there, so both of those rooms kind of served as like central starting area style rooms. In this one, it's kind of like there's not that much to this room, honestly. Like you see the welcome center, but again, what would the welcome center have really been used for, I think, is kind of a question, because you already had the tour guide booth that probably would have ended up serving the same purpose as this welcome center. So anyway, that's just some theories, though. I suppose that Polo Field would be the one to ask about that. But anyway, thanks for watching the video. That is adding an unreleased Club Penguin room back into Club Penguin. So yeah, I'll see you guys in other videos, and bye-bye.